Have you ever felt completely frozen by fear when it mattered most? You know that moment. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind goes blank just when you need to be at your best. I remember standing backstage before my first public speaking gig. I'd rehearsed my speech 100 times, but the fear of judgment, of forgetting my lines, of total failure was so intense that I seriously thought about bolting out the back door. It felt like a war was raging inside me, and it's a battle we all face, not on some ancient battlefield, but in our offices, our homes, and our own minds. What if I told you there's an ancient philosophy with practical tools to help you win this internal struggle? Welcome to our journey into Stoicism and the art of courage. When we think of Stoic, we might picture someone who's emotionless, just gritting their teeth through hardship. But that's a common misunderstanding. Real Stoicism isn't about pushing emotions down. It's about understanding them and refusing to let them control you. The ancient Stoics, like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the playwright Seneca, and the former slave Epictetus, were all about living a life of virtue and purpose. And at the heart of that life is one of the four cardinal virtues, courage. But this isn't the flashy, heroic courage you see in movies. Stoic courage is quieter and deeper. It's the moral and psychological strength to face life's challenges, big and small, with resilience and integrity. It's the courage to get out of bed when life feels heavy, to speak the truth when it's unpopular, and to keep going when you feel like giving up. Today, we're diving into practical, actionable Stoic strategies you can use in your everyday life to cultivate this kind of lasting courage. Before we jump into solutions, let's pinpoint the enemy. For most of us, the enemy isn't a lion or a gladiator. Our fears are more subtle, yet they can be just as paralyzing. We fear failure in our careers. We fear rejection in our relationships. We deal with social anxiety, constantly worrying about what others think of us. We fear uncertainty, that unknown future we try so hard to plan for. As Seneca wisely said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Our minds whip up worst-case scenarios, trapping us in anxieties about things that may never happen. These modern fears, while less dramatic than ancient dangers, can keep us from living fully and authentically. They keep us in our comfort zones, hold us back from taking meaningful risks, and rob us of our peace of mind. So how do we tackle these invisible battles? The Stoics offer us a powerful set of mental strategies. The first and most fundamental strategy in the Stoic toolkit is what Epictetus called the dichotomy of control. It's a simple yet life-changing idea. Some things are within our control and some things are not. According to Epictetus, what we can control are our own opinions, judgments, desires, and actions, essentially our thoughts and behaviors. What's outside our control? Almost everything else: our bodies, our possessions, our reputation, what others say or do, and external events. Most of our anxiety and fear stem from a basic mistake. We try to control what we can't while neglecting what we can. We worry about whether our boss will like our presentation, whether we'll hit traffic, or whether someone will return our feelings. These are all external outcomes, ultimately beyond our complete control. The Stoic practice of courage involves a radical shift in focus. Instead of wasting energy on the externals, you concentrate on what you can command, your own actions and will. Let's revisit my fear of public speaking. I couldn't control whether the audience would laugh or if the microphone would fail. But I could control how well I prepared. I could choose my mindset, seeing it as a chance to share something valuable rather than a trial to endure. If I stumbled over a word, I could take a breath and keep going instead of letting it throw me off course. This is where your true power lies, Courage in this context means focusing your efforts on preparing and acting with virtue, then accepting the outcome with grace, whatever it may be. As Epictetus advises, wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. This isn't about passive resignation. It's an active acceptance that frees you from the burden of outcomes you can't control. When you internalize this, you'll find, as Epictetus promised, that no one will ever compel you or restrain you, and you won't be so easily shaken. Section 3. Strategy. 2. Reframe your fear, turning obstacles into opportunities. The second strategy is all about changing your perspective. The Stoics teach that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Fear is a judgment, a story we tell ourselves about a future event. The Stoic approach isn't to ignore fear, but to examine it rationally, question it, and reframe it. Think of a challenge that scares you, maybe asking for a promotion, starting a tough conversation, or learning a new skill. Your mind might immediately jump to the negatives. What if I get rejected? What if it's awkward? What if I fail? A Stoic would pause and reframe this. Seneca believed that difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. He saw adversity not as something to dread, but as an opportunity for virtue to shine. Every challenge is a chance to practice courage, patience, and resilience. That tough conversation? It's an opportunity to practice honesty and justice. The risk of failure? It's a chance to build endurance. Marcus Aurelius, who faced constant war, plague, and political betrayal, wrote in his private journal, Meditations, about this principle. He famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the art of flipping obstacles on their head. The fear you feel isn't a stop sign. It's a signal that you're at the edge of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. A practical exercise for this is called fear setting, a modern twist on a Stoic practice. Instead of just worrying vaguely, clearly define your fear. What's the absolute worst-case scenario? Then brainstorm ways to mitigate that outcome or how you'd recover if it happened. Often, when you shine a light on your fears, you realize they're far more manageable than the shadowy monsters in your imagination. You start to see challenges not as threats, but as your training ground. Section 4. Strategy. 3. Practice voluntary discomfort, building endurance and resilience. The third strategy is about building your mental toughness before you need it. Seneca compared this to a prize fighter, saying, "No prize fighter can ever go with high spirits into the strife if he has never been beaten black and blue. Someone who's only known comfort will crumble at the first sign of trouble. But those who've been tested are fortified. You don't have to wait for life to throw a crisis at you to build this resilience. You can practice what the Stoics called voluntary discomfort. This means deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone in small, manageable ways. This doesn't have to be extreme. It could be taking a cold shower, fasting for a short period, intentionally leaving your phone at home for a few hours, or choosing the stairs instead of the elevator. The point of these exercises isn't self-punishment. The goal is twofold. First, you prove to yourself that you can endure discomfort and come out the other side unscathed. This builds quiet confidence in your own resilience. You learn that what you thought was a need was really just a preference. Second, it recalibrates your sense of hardship. After taking a cold shower, a lukewarm coffee doesn't seem like such a catastrophe. By regularly practicing these small acts of self-discipline, you're training your mind and body. You're building up a reserve of strength and perseverance. So when a real, involuntary hardship comes along, a tough project at work, a personal setback, an unexpected loss, you're no longer a rookie. You're a veteran ready for the fight. You have the courage to stand firm, like a cliff against crashing waves, an image Marcus Aurelius used to describe steadfastness. Now that we've explored some powerful strategies rooted in ancient wisdom, let's remember that wisdom is only useful when we put it into action. The Stoics were all about practice, not just theory. So here's a question for you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one fear, big or small, that's been holding you back in your life? And which of these Stoic strategies, focusing on what you control, reframing the obstacle, or practicing voluntary discomfort, do you think could help you tackle it? Sharing your experience is an act of courage in itself, and it can inspire others who are facing their own battles. Let's create a supportive community right here. And while you're at it, if you're finding this content valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical philosophy for modern life. Today, we've traveled back in time to uncover the Stoic art of courage, not as a reckless, impulsive act, but as a reasoned, resilient, and virtuous state of mind. We've learned that true courage starts with understanding what's truly within our power, our thoughts and actions, and letting go of the rest. We've seen how to reframe our fears, viewing obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth. And we've discovered the power of voluntary discomfort to build the mental endurance we need to face life's inevitable challenges. The Stoic path to courage is a lifelong practice. It's about assembling your life action by action, as Marcus Aurelius would say. It's about choosing to act with integrity, even when you're scared. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's about doing the right thing despite it. So here's my final challenge to you. Find one small way to act courageously today. It doesn't have to be monumental. Speak up in a meeting. Start that project you've been putting off. Have that honest conversation. Take one small, deliberate step forward. Because, as the Stoics knew, it's in these small, everyday acts of courage that we forge a life of strength, purpose, and profound inner peace. Thank you for watching, and stay courageous.